Sunlight filters through the half-drawn blinds, casting soft rays across a sterile hospital room. The atmosphere is filled with a sense of stillness, punctuated only by the low hum of medical equipment. Louis lies in a hospital bed, his face etched with pain and weariness, as if carrying the weight of the world upon his shoulders. The room is adorned with pale blue walls, intended to create a calming ambience, but my downcast expression seems to fill the space with a heavy cloud of despair. The crisp white sheets are meticulously tucked around him, a stark contrast to the turmoil that rages within. A compassionate doctor dressed in a pristine white lab coat approaches my bedside. The doctor's eyes hold a mix of concern and empathy as they attempt to deliver important news. They speak in a gentle yet authoritative tone, hoping their words still penetrate the fog of my desolation. Louis, I need to tell you something, and I'm afraid it's going to be difficult to hear. During the surgery to address the complications from the miscarriage, we encountered severe bleeding. Despite our best efforts, we couldn't save the baby, and tragically, we lost your wife as well. I am so sorry, son. We exhausted every option, but the situation was beyond our control. A heavy silence settles over the room as the weight of the doctor's words hangs in the air. My face contorts with a mix of disbelief, sorrow, and the anguish of loss. The room seems to shrink, suffocating me with the overwhelming reality of what has transpired. Look, Louis, I know this is devastating news. It's an unimaginable loss, and the pain must feel unbearable right now. I want you to know our medical team did everything in their power to try to save both your wife and the baby. Unfortunately, there was nothing more we could do. My heartache is palpable. My body is trembling with the weight of grief. The doctor's voice is filled with empathy and is attempting to offer solace in the midst of this tragedy. If you feel up to it, Louis, we can arrange for you to see her. It's important you have closure to say goodbye. In your own way, please understand that it's your choice and we will respect whatever decision you make. The doctor's eyes reflected genuine compassion, understanding the enormity of the moment and the profound impact it will have on my life. The hospital room, once a place of hope and healing, now holds a solemn presence, as if mourning the loss alongside its occupants. My gaze shifts from the doctor to the distant point on the wall, my mind grappling with the weight of the doctor's words. Emotions surge within me, conflicting waves of devastation and a desire to see my beloved wife one last time. Yeah, I want to see her. I need to say goodbye. The doctor nods, acknowledging the significance of my choice. They offer a comforting hand on my shoulder, a gesture of support amidst the wreckage of my shattered world. Take your time, Louis. When you're ready, we'll make the arrangements, and remember, we're here for you every step of the way. Tears start coming out of my eyes. I'm jolted out of my deep thought, the heaviness of the moment slowly dissipating as I hear the distinct creak of the front door swinging open. The sound echoes through the house, breaking the silence that had enveloped me. I'm sitting at my desk, engrossed in my work, when Brie enters the room with a tray of morning coffee and a bag of freshly baked scones. She places them delicately on the coffee table and approaches me, her curiosity piqued.
So, what's keeping you occupied, Louis?
Oh, just single-handedly saving the world from boring spreadsheets and mind-numbing meetings. You know, the usual. Brie chuckles, playfully rolling her eyes.
Well, don't strain yourself too much. The world needs its heroes well rested.
I glance up from my MacBook screen, catching Brie's inquisitive gaze.
This doesn't concern you, Brie,
I say.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize my curiosity wasn't listed under my job description.
Brie leans over my shoulder, trying to catch a glimpse of the screen. I quickly react, putting an end to her eavesdropping by closing the laptop. Brie grins mischievously.
Ah, the mystery Frank Neville. Why has he been bombarding your inbox with emails every day the past 10 days? And more importantly, why haven't you responded?
I stay quiet. Brie takes out her cell phone.
All right.
What are you doing, Brie? Brie starts Googling Frank's name.
I'm Googling Frank.
It doesn't concern you. Leave it alone.
It does concern me because I'm sensing my readers will want to know about the history of Frank. Why? Because I know he's a member of your family. How the hell do you know that? I have my sources.
Sources being Andre? What did he tell you?
Enough to know you're avoiding Frank with all your might. Why are you doing that, Louis?
It's complicated. I'd rather not talk about it.
Well, tough. I need you to.
Brie, leave this alone.
You know, I'm thinking of publishing my first report on you. A rift between you and Frank that could bring me a lot of readers.
Fine, I'll tell you who Frank is.
That's the brightest idea you've ever had. Well done for coming to your senses.
I sigh, realizing I may have had to share the story after all.
I'm all ears, but I hope it's not a boring story. I've had my fair share of those.
Frank Neville is my stepfather. He's married to my mom. He's been urging me to fly to Chicago for my mom's 60th birthday celebration.
Apparently, he's flown all the way here to talk to me about it.
Why am I sensing a butt here? Brie raises an eyebrow, intrigued.
But you've been avoiding him, haven't you? Why?
I hesitate, trying to choose words carefully.
Well, let's just say Frank should consider attending a flirting 101 class. I caught him in the act and he failed miserably. Translation, please?
So, a few years ago, I caught him flirting with another woman and I confronted him. I even told my mom about it, but they both refused to believe me and cut me out of their lives. I lost touch with them completely, and that's the end of the story. Brie's intuition kicks in, sensing there's more beneath the surface.
I have a feeling there's more to the story, Louis.
Do your journalistic instincts, Brie.
You know what? I'm starting to think I should just hire a personal secret keeper. Any recommendations?
Brie smirks, not ready to back down.
There isn't an issue. Drop it, Brie. You should consider making amends. I mean, after all, he's your stepfather and a part of your family. Is one incident enough to keep you away from your family? It shouldn't, but... Louis, you're missing out on so much. Family should be close. You should reach out and try to make amends.
I remain firm, refusing to entertain the idea.
Look, I don't think so. But he's flown all the way from Chicago to see you, Louis. The least you could do is grant him an audience for making such an effort. Be the bigger person. Be nice.
Listen to me, Brie. I'm not meeting Frank. This conversation is over.
Oh, the conversation is over, is it? You think you can shut me down with a single sentence? Nice try, Louis. But I have a black belt in conversation persistence.
I can't help but crack a smile, realizing I may have met my match.
Brie, you may have met your match in stubbornness. Let's see who outlasts who. All right, I'll leave it alone.
I raise an eyebrow, not entirely convinced.
Really?
Why do I doubt that?
You can doubt me all you like, Louis, but I'm a woman of my word. Just like you're a man of... Well, let me think a word for it. Nope, I can't.
Brie exits the room, leaving me alone with my thoughts. The aroma of freshly brewed coffee fills the air as customers bustle around, finding their cozy corners and enjoying their favorite beverages. Soft instrumental music plays in the background, creating a warm and inviting ambiance. Brie and Frank are seated at a corner table, strategically chosen for privacy amidst the buzzing activity. The table is adorned with a small vase of colorful wildflowers, adding a touch of natural beauty to their surroundings. I walk over.
What the hell are you doing? What does it look like I'm doing? Trying to mend the shattered pieces of your broken family? How did you even get Frank's details to meet up? Andre?
I take a seat.
I'm going to strangle that man. Hey, now, let's not resort to violence. We're in a coffee shop, not a wrestling ring.
I mean it.
Please, he's just as entangled as this web as you are. Your aunt has been hounding him relentlessly to convince you to go to Chicago. He's had enough too. Does anybody care about what I want? Well, considering your cast is the villain in this tragic tale, not so much. Why don't you want to be there for your mom? She brought you into this world, nurtured you as a child, healed your wounds, paid for your education. She's giving you everything,
Frank says.
I guess she forgot to give me the manual on how to adult properly. Jerk?
Brie says.
She let me down when I needed her the most. She's a real hoot.
Expand on that. I'm silent.
Okay, well, she does more than what you're giving her,
Frank says.
Are we done here?
I say. I stand up. Sit down, son. I remain standing, showing my defiance.
He said sit down.
Brie says. Reluctantly, I roll my eyes and take a seat.
You know why I'm here? It's been 12 months of you deliberately avoiding your family gatherings. We respected your space, but enough is enough. We need you to reconnect with your family. Also, you lied about catching Frank flirting with another woman. It was just an excuse to avoid seeing him.
Look, Frank, I appreciate you coming all this way to talk to me, but I will not be heading back to Chicago.
Why not?
Brie asks. Because I'm not part of that family. Frank is taken aback and hurt by my words.
Louis, of course you are. You can't simply cut your family out of your life. It's not how relationships work. Yeah, like you're the expert. We've shared countless memories, overcome challenges, supported each other through thick and thin. What's happened to that bond we had?
It fell off a cliff and died. Are you really gonna do this, son? Frank asks.
Oh, just trying out my rebellious phase. It's never too late, right?
Come on, Louis, Brie says. No. You don't understand. There's more to this than you realize.
Ah, the infamous you don't understand card. Classic move.
Louis, then talk to us.
Let's deal with this matter head on. Let's not avoid it.
Frank, I can't. It's not just a matter of cutting ties. There are wounds that run deep. It's too hard to get rid of.
Then let's heal those wounds, Louis. Let's rebuild the trust that's been broken.
It's not that easy. Son, we can't let past mistakes define our future.
Family is about forgiveness, understanding, and growth. And occasionally stealing each other's desserts when no one's looking.
You got a funny way of showing that, I say.
Well, they do say laughter is the best medicine. Maybe it was just tough love.
Louis, don't shut the door on us. I abruptly stand up.
You have no idea what I've been through, Frank. The pain, the heartache. It's not just easy to forgive and forget. Look, I feel you, Louis. I stubbed my toe this morning. The struggle is real.
Brie says. Louis, I may not fully understand your pain, but I know the weight of regret and the yearning for reconciliation. Yeah, sure you do, Frank.
All flawed, Louis. It doesn't mean we can't find a way back to each other. Speak for yourself, Frank. I'm practically flawless. Just ask my mom,
Brie says. Look, I'm not listening to this crap. I look to walk away.
Don't even think about it.
I roll my eyes and stay where I am. Louis, your mother longs to have you by her side. She wishes she knew why you're avoiding her, but she doesn't. She can't just fix what she doesn't know. Tell her it's too late. You're her son, and deep down, you know you have to fix this rift. Please. I'm not fixing anything, Frank.
Louis, let's meet him halfway, please.
I head off in a hurry. There's something fundamentally wrong with him.
Let me dig deeper. I'll get to the bottom of it for your wife's sake,
Brie says. We appreciate that. We'll make sure you're compensated accordingly. Sean wanted me to express his gratitude for everything that you're doing.
Thank you. It's my job. Anyway, I'll be in touch. Bye.
Brie rises from her seat and heads off, leaving Frank in deep thought. 1 year earlier, a somber funeral scene unfolded. I'm overwhelmed with grief and found myself surrounded by tearful family members and mournful acquaintances. The priest offers a few consoling words as the service concludes and people gradually disperse, each going their separate ways. Left behind in a sea of tears, I'm alone, engulfed in sorrow over the loss of my beloved wife. In that solitary moment, the weight of the solitude settled heavily upon me, and I realized the world was closing in around me. Suddenly, Andre, dressed in a solemn black suit, rushes over to me, his concern evident on his face. I caught the first flight I could. Whose funeral was this? Are you okay, man? Overwhelmed by emotions, I can't contain my anguish any longer. I burst into uncontrollable tears, my pain pouring out. Andre, sensing my despair, swiftly grabs me into a comforting embrace, offering solace in our shared embrace. I enter the living room, tossing my jacket aside. Andre sits on the couch engrossed in the NBA 2024 game on the PlayStation. Brie stands behind me, her frustration and anger palpable. This can't go on. Leave it, Brie. You can't keep cutting your family out of your life. It's wrong. It hurts the people who matter to you the most. Well, on the bright side, my phone bill is significantly lower without those family calls. I walk over to the drinks counter, pouring myself a gin. Lois, family should matter to you. Yeah. Well, they deserve every bitter stance I throw their way. Ah, the bitter stance technique. Is that a new yoga pose? I shake my head. What did they do? I take a swig of my drink. Andre, would you please pipe in here? You do, and I fire you. Look, I'm sick of this. I'm sick of your mom calling my mom. I'm sick of my mom harassing me to get you to call your mom. Yeah, I'm sure it's a riot, I say. I'm sick of this whole hatred you have in your heart. We need to deal with this matter head on, once and for all, and that's what we're doing. What do you mean? I mean, you either tell Brie why you refuse to fly back to Chicago to see your mom, or I do. What's it going to be? I grit my teeth. All right. They refuse to accept Lily. They refuse to accept your ex-wife. There's no ex. She's still my wife. What do you mean they refuse to accept her? You said you wouldn't fly out to see them because you had a fight with Sean and they took his side of the argument. That was a lie. When Lily and I first got together, they found out about her trying to steal my art. My mom and Frank wanted her convicted, and when I fell in love with her, they became bitter. My mom refused my calls. She shut me out. Oh, Brie says. For 5 months of me dating Lily and marrying her, I would call my family every day to try to talk to them, but they wouldn't take your calls. It makes sense now. When Lily got pregnant with my baby, I decided to give up on them completely. I had tried for months to reconnect, and nothing came of it. And then they found out about the baby and tried to reconnect, but by that time it was over. She died, and it was too late in your mind for them to make up for what they did to you. Exactly. Louis, have you ever considered giving them a chance to make amends? Yeah, well, hell would have to freeze over. Look, it might be worth considering allowing them to express their remorse. If they offer up a genuine effort to repair your damaged relationship, you all might be able to heal and rebuild the trust you had. I take a beat to think. Bro, they're dying to make amends. I know deep down you want that too. What have you got to lose? Nothing. Make the effort, step up, be a man about it, Andre says. I know it'll take time, but offering them an opportunity to make things right could be a step towards healing. I turn my back to Brie. She's making a lot of sense. Look, Louis, I get it, man. I get that rebuilding trust won't be easy, but if they had genuinely showed remorse and made an effort to mend the rift, it might be worth considering. Healing doesn't happen overnight, but giving them a chance to make amends could lead to a better future for all of you. I turn around. Oh, I hate to say this, but Lily also said the same words to me a few weeks before she passed. You're all correct. Louis, remember that forgiveness and healing are not just for them. They're for you too. Holding on to resentment will only weigh you down. Give yourself the opportunity to find peace. All right, enough. I need a walk. Bro, come on. I grab my jacket. I said I need a walk. I walk off, leaving Andre to try to follow, but Brie holds him back.
Give him space to think. He'll come to the right conclusion. I know it.
I walk into the apartment, visibly preoccupied. Brie sits on the couch, engrossed in watching Insecure on Netflix and enjoying her Chinese takeout. I head straight towards my bedroom, deep in thought.
Do you want some of my Chinese takeout?
I ignore her. My mind is consumed by my decision. Brie gets up from the couch and follows me into the bedroom. I begin to pack my luggage, pulling out shirts from the closet.
That was a bit rude. Well, they say rudeness is a new fashion trend. I'm just trying to keep up with the times.
Brie glares at me. Sorry, my head is all over the place. I start pulling out shirts from my closet.
What are you doing?
I'm packing. I'm heading back to Chicago with Frank and Andre. Brie looks surprised but intrigued.
Oh, what made you change your mind?
Well, Netflix sent me a notification saying Family Reunion Season 2 is now streaming, and I took it as a sign. I turned to face Brie with a mix of gratitude and vulnerability. You did. You changed my mind.
Like a damn hero, or...
All right, enough of that.
What did I do exactly?
Brie asked. You made me realize that I can't keep just shutting them out. It's not about them, it's about me too. I've been carrying this resentment for so long, and it's been eating away at me. Your words, Andre's words, they hit home. I need to give my family a chance to make amends and find healing for myself as well. Brie's eyes well up with tears as she realizes the impact of her words.
Willis, I never expected to have that kind of influence on you.
I know that. It's why you're making me think that I've met the most wonderful soul on this planet. But, you're one in a million, Brie. Thank you for being here. Brie chuckles.
Are you having a breakdown?
I say nice things to you and I'm having a meltdown? It's no wonder men don't share their feelings too often. Brie laughs.
Well, I guess they have to keep up with the tough guy images or else they'll be banished to the land of rom-com marathons.
I laugh. Thank you, Brie.
Look, I'm so glad you're willing to give them a chance for your sake and theirs.
Look, Brie, I've been pushing everyone away, including you, because I was afraid of getting hurt again. But you've shown me that love and support are worth that risk. So, you being there for me these last couple of weeks, and I just want to express how grateful I am for that. Brie steps closer to me, reaching out to hold my hand.
You want me to come with you?
No, I think I can handle this on my own, but thank you for the offer. It's nice of you. Thank you. We share a heartfelt moment with our hands intertwined, understanding the journey we're embarking on together. Thank you, Brie, for never giving up on me and for helping me see what's in front of me. I'll never forget that.
Well, I like Ferraris.
I laugh, feeling a warmth in my heart. I'm not that grateful.
What do you think I am, Elon Musk?
Brie laughs heartily, the sound filling the room.
Just try to measure how much you love me. Apparently, not a lot, but thanks. Oh, don't worry, Brie. My love for you is so immense it can't be measured by mere Ferraris. It requires spaceships.
We both laugh, lightening the mood. Well, I better head off. I'll see you in a week.
I'll be here,
she says. We share a warm smile, a sense of hope and love lingering in the air. On our smiles in this beautiful moment, we sound out.
Stuck on You was voiced by Smurf Brown and written and produced by Joao Encita. And if you enjoyed this series, be sure to check out its predecessor, Be My Baby, also voiced by Smurf Brown. You can find That Love Podcast on Twitter at @thatlovepod and on Instagram and Facebook at That Love Podcast. Thank you for listening and have a great day.